My view, as I contribute, as I answer your question, allow me to say this, that the very basic thing that we need to understand is what makes a good marriage or what makes a long-lasting relationship. And that is what we said about commitment, the inner beauty. However, before we come to establish the inner beauty and the commitment of a person, of our spouse, we are first of all attracted by their physical appearances. But physical appearances, they are short term, they keep on changing. And I want to say here categorically that if you want to remain focused on physical attraction, you will either never settle or you will never be established in your relationship, because these are things that change. And I was looking at myself when I proposed to my wife and we got married. I was so thin. Actually, the other day I put our picture when we were I think a few months into our marriage. I was so small, but now I have added a lot of weight.
Yeah.
So if my wife now tells me that sasa mimi yule nikimani nilipenda si huyu, now the same thing has also happened to her. She's not the way I saw her. Right. So if you just look at the physical appearances, you will never stabilize. What is more important is the commitment. And the other thing that I want to say is that there are seasons. Every person has a season.
Yes.
And these seasons, they come with different characteristics. Therefore, it is important for each one of us to understand what season is my spouse going through. Like maybe my wife has just given birth. It is that season. She's eating because of the issue of the kid. So the body is becoming big. There was the issue of the pregnancy, which maybe interfered with her physical proportions. I need to understand that.
Yes.
Or maybe as a person have gone through a financial difficulty, or maybe I'm going through sickness, which is making either me to add weight or to lose weight. Now, my spouse needs to understand that so that we can be able to cement our relationship. The third thing is that I think, Paul,
yes,
there is a totally wrong perception in the society of who a good husband is and who a good wife is. And people have tried to look at the models, both men and women, and they have said, this is the kind of a husband I would want. But that is far, far away from the reality. A good husband is not the one who is slim or big. A good lady is not the size 8 or whatever other, but a good person is a person who you share values, who you share interest, who can support you in the hour of need. All these other things, they are just hurabarus. They are not here, not there. Yeah.
There's a person who texted and they said, bwana yake ni kama na complain, anasema si kuna wanawake wengine wamezaa, and they've actually gone back to their 1 GB that they were before they got pregnant. And we'll even take some examples. Nana Owiti has a wife to King Kaka. Mi kuna picha yake nimeona juzi. That chick, either she has lost weight ama ametokea TBT. But kamwili kamerudi shik. And many others I'm forgetting right now.
Yes.
So is it, if Nana Owiti could do it, and the very million other people that we've seen on social media do it, so don't I have the right to ask my wife, mbona pia usireduce weight?
I think also there's a place of us taking individual, what is it called, individual initiative, where I am looking to do this for me, not because of you. Because when there's inner motivation, it will usually work better. You'll be able to sustain it than when you're doing it just for the sake of attracting the other person. Why? Because there's so much pressure attached to it. You're putting a timeline on it.
Yeah.
You get it? But if I'm doing it for me, I'm doing it because I just desire to feel good about myself. I desire to get myself back. What will happen? You'll be able to sustain it. The problem is most people are not able to sustain it because I don't know why women have found it necessary to peg their individuality on a man.
It's wrong.
It's important, even within the marriage context, please remember that you're an individual before you got married to this person. Once you're able to have that individuality and you're able to become more self-aware, most likely actually mtu jiachilia juu pengine hata juu ya pressure, stress. So the more you're pressured about the fact that you're not being complimented, the more you're pressured about the fact that probably you're looking the way you're looking and all that, the more you don't accept yourself, the more the situation gets out of hand. But if first and foremost you begin by accepting this is where I am at now.
Yes.
Yes, I have put on weight because I had children. First and foremost, congratulate yourself for having children. How many of us here out here are praying for children? The fact that you even had those children in the first place, thank God. And then take stock of the fact that I put on this much weight. Maybe it's a bit on the higher side. Probably, yes, I also didn't take too much care of myself in this season. I need to do something to come back. When it's more positive like that, you'll find that you will work from a point of less pressure. And because you're working from a point of less pressure, the results are most likely going to be noticed.
Yeah. And sometimes it's also good just to help your partner through that season. If they want to go for the gym, maybe you can join the gym with them. If they're dieting, you can diet with them, and so on and so forth. What if sasa nimejaribu na yeye na imekata, ina backfire, nikamwambia babe, let's lose weight, na akasema fine, let's lose. Tukaanza gym, tukaanza diet, 6 months down the line, nothing.
I think the cure to that goes back to what I'm insisting.
Yeah.
Once you get married to someone, you should know that you are committed to that person for life. And things will keep on changing. And it's not only the physical characteristics that change. Even our finances change. Where we were financially by the time we got married is not most likely where we are. We have been changing, either positive or negative. And those are realities, every other aspect of our life. But those changes should not come and interfere with our marriage. The commitment is there. And we should put it in our mind, because our mind are the ones that will guide us. As a man thinketh, so he is. So if I think my wife is beautiful, is good for me, is fit for me, however she looks like, then I will always see her that way. The other mistake that people are doing, Paul, is trying to compare. As my sister said here, if you want to compare, then you will always have choices. You walk out in these streets, you will see someone beautiful, you will see someone handsome. Tomorrow you see another one. Actually, they say the beautiful ones are not yet born. So kama umeoa na umeolewa, kaa hapo na utulie na ujue this is my wife, this is my husband, no more. Hata ukiona huku nje. The other thing is when these changes have come, let's understand, as I have said, let's support this person. But even as we support, we need to know there are some things that we cannot change. I have seen people who have struggled going to the gym and it has not worked. Actually, to the contrary, they have added weight. I have seen people who have struggled to do some things and they have not worked.
Achieved, yeah.
So if it is not changeable, let me use that word, then you must appreciate it. But what can be changed? I have talked in our counseling sessions, I talk to people and they tell you, my husband is dirty, my wife is dirty, those things. Those are things that someone can easily change.
Hygiene.
Yeah, hygiene. Those are things that someone can change. But that which they cannot change, let us accept it, even after supporting them to change, and it has not changed.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's actually an interesting point. Some things that can be changed, but mtu anakataa tu kuchange.
Yeah.
You know,
That's true.
for example, ulevi.
Yeah.
If your partner is a drunkard, for instance, it would be difficult for you to hug that person, kiss that person, make love to that person. But what if they're unable to change? Because I know of couples who have not been intimate for months, if not years.
Why? Because?
Because she's just, jamaa ananukanga pombe 24/7.
Okay. I think it just goes back to self-love. That even that person doesn't love enough themselves enough to want to take care of themselves. And it's important, even as we talk about the physical, to also realize that it also emanates from the state of your mind. You will only take care of yourself to the extent that in your mind you actually value yourself before you even value the other person, because there's too much pressure on valuing the other person and their place in the relationship, and they are missing out on. And there's something very important that I saw, especially the ladies were saying, I have lost self-esteem. Once you lose self-esteem, your willpower goes. So if your willpower goes, you probably you will not even have the capacity to rise up to do anything about that which needs to be changed. You understand, eh?
Yeah.
So the best way to go about it, to rise up from that low self-esteem in the first place, you cannot rise up from low self-esteem by looking good. How many beautiful women out here who don't have don't esteem themselves highly? So it begins by working on your mindset, working on getting your self-esteem back. Once you work on your mindset, then you will basically have the willpower, the mental capacity to be able to rise and do something about the external, the way you look. The problem is we try to approach it from the outside in as opposed from the inside out.
Still on matters hygiene, George. Our ladies love wearing fake hair. The braids, the weaves, and all those things that they put on their head. And
I feel attacked.
No, I'm not talking about anyone
joking.
specifically. But
No, it's
It's
okay.
general, not specific.
we know of people who complain about hizi manywele. From the hygiene part of the nywele and the fact that why is she wearing so much fake hair? You know? So how do you deal with that? How do you deal with, first of all, the fact that hii nywele yake anaivanga siku tatu inaanza kunuka and she likes it that way. Maybe her job requires her to dress that way. Maybe she's like Shiko Kaitani. She has to come here every morning and do the makeup and wear that hair in a certain way. That's what utamwambiaje nywele yako mimi. Kuna vile.
First of all, you also need to check when you came to this person, how were they? Were they taking alcohol? If they were and you accepted them that way, don't complain so much. If they were putting this here and they are still doing it, don't complain so much.
Yeah.
But
everything else about them is good. Ni venye tu inywele bana. Hii inywele, hii pombe yako. Everything else is good.
I think that, as we have said, there is that part of a person changing.
Yeah.
It is good as the husband. If I realize my wife is having those nywele and zinanuka, it's good I tell her in a good way that hii nywele yako sioni kama inanuka vizuri. You need to change. And if she's not financially stable to keep on changing every day, I should also look for ways of assisting her. And even
Ama
if
tuende
not
kwa kinyozi sisi wote.
ama tuende kwa kinyozi. There are many ways of doing it. There are many ways of there are many solutions actually. It's only that people have not explored.
Okay.
And at the same time, it is also a responsibility of my spouse to also understand me. What is it that pisses me off? If it is nywele inanuka, then make an effort to remove that. Kama ni mimi viatu zangu zinanuka ama ni nywele yangu sijaweka vizuri, I should also make an effort. And there should be the issue of that effort being seen, that I'm trying. But you cannot just be sitting there doing nothing. You have been talked to. Now, itafika mahali, even if this person will not go away, they will now create a boundary. Yeah, they will create a boundary.
Mimi hakuna venye ndakaa na mtu ananuka. But you get what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and because you're a lady, maybe you can comment on that. How do I tell my partner that hii nywele yako kidogo sioni?
Utamwambia bedhe nafikiri hii nywele sasa unafaa kuchange. Inakapoa lakini maybe una need kuchange kidogo. So you didn't say about harufu, you didn't say anything, but you have just suggested that
Maybe akisema inatinieleka tu Monday. Hii inafaa kutoka November. And you're like November tukue hapa pamoja, I will die.
Communication.
haiwezi fika November lakini usually by the time when msichana tu amejiachilia looks or anything, usually there's something, maybe she's not at peace, there's just something iko a bit off. Usually it's something that you can talk to them, encourage them so that they can still be able to take care of themselves no matter what. Hata kama hakuna pesa siku hizi. Do you know these things of natural is really helping us? Because it means that you can actually fix your hair within the house without spending so much money.
Sure.
So there are things that, but now you realize that it's not necessarily a money thing. It becomes that what I keep telling you about. It's an inward thing. What is the state of my emotions? Am I feeling stable enough to be able to take care of myself? If maybe there's something that is wrong, either either I lost my job or maybe there's just an issue that is disturbing me, there's a way that you can encourage me so that I can come out. Sometimes also, by the way, there are times wanawake wanajiachilia because they are stressed within the marriage. Now, in that case, you can actually, for me, my encouragement would be, take your focus out of the man and get yourself together first.
Okay.
Yes.
Brenda, I don't know, do we have some feedback? Because naona ni kama muda natupatia kisogo. And I know personal hygiene is probably even another topic by itself. But it also brings up the issue of attraction. Because you're with your partner na ako tu sawa, then siku moja unarealize mtu amejiachilia pia mdomo inanuka. It's stress. Anyway, let's see, who do we have? Wela Eta. Okay, anasema, good morning, Relationship Thursday. We all need to bring hidden hopes and hindrances into loving understanding. Blessed is the husband whose love for the wife keeps his heart tender and all his speech kind. Blessed is that wife whose thoughts for her husband drive out self-pity and make him her chief joy. Hiyo kwa Biblia ama ni create. Mutunga anasema, good morning. Is it okay for someone who is happily married to be attracted to another person? I love my wife, but recently I met a lady through my circle of friends. We both feel attracted to each other, feeling wise, despite both of us being happily married. Kindly advise on the best course of action to take. Should I remain just friends with her or I follow my emotions? Mutunga, bibi wa pili. Okay, no. That's just Paul Mangala movie. Judy, advice Mutunga hapo. I follow his heart. Awe bibi wa pili, akuwe na klande ama hepe dem.
First and foremost, now, maybe I'm a bit old-fashioned.
Okay.
I don't understand what business he has going to be make friends with someone. Anaenda kujiingiza kwa shimo akiangalia kwa nini.
It so happen, Jude.
No, sasa zime happen. No, wait. I may realize you're emotionally attracted or whatever to this lady.
Yes.
He should just keep away. Why? That is the best way to save himself.
Okay.
He should just keep away from her.
All right.
Let me make my point on that. I don't think it is wrong to see someone and you think they are good.
Okay.
But now what is wrong is what action do you take after that? When you see a person for the first time, that is okay. Maybe it was unavoidable to see them.
Yes.
But why did you turn again and look? Why did you now take it further? That is where now sin begins. So I would advise him that from my perspective, he should stay in his marriage. Leave alone Huyu, because even kesho after Huyu, he will still see another one. And will never
cut
be
off
settled.
Communication.
And allow me, Bovi, to speak 2 points here.
Yes.
Our discussion today has majored on those who look upon the others because their physical appearances have changed. And they now break up from them, they leave them, or they mock them, as one of our viewers here said.
Right.
I want to tell them that which you are mocking because it is affecting the other person, it can also find its way to you. So be very careful as you mock a person, be very careful as you despise them, be very careful as you run away from them. It can also come to your house.
True.
The second point is now for those who have been mocked, those who have been affected by because of their change in their physical appearance. And I would want to encourage them and tell them there is no need of having a reduced self-esteem, a poor self-image. From the Bible, God tells us that we are fearfully and wonderfully made. God is the designer. He knows why he designed me the way I am designed. There is a purpose for which God designed my physique to be like the way it is. Judas, Paul's, there is a particular purpose. So if God in his wisdom saw that I should be looking like this, then who is someone else to come and tell me I'm wrongly made? If you have any question, if you have any trouble with my body size, my physical appearances, then you can consult the architect, who is God. And God in his wisdom, he knows why I am created the way I'm created. And I'm determined to identify that purpose and pursue it. And I will not let anyone to look down upon me. Wewe ukinichekelea mimi na kuacha, I know kuna mtu
anakutaka.
Yes.
How can we reach you, George? You
can reach me via my YouTube channel, Mwalimu George Kimani. You can also get me in the YouTube. You can also get my number 0720 322 961. 0720 322 961. I'm stationed at the Bazaar Plaza, 11th floor, in a college known as Destiny Technical Training Institute.
Thank you very
much.
Thank
you so much, Paul.
Judy,
yes.
Tumefunga kipindi.
Yes.
Tukupate namna gani?
Mnipate at Safarini with Judy Mzungu, where we take the journey of life together. And for me, it's just an encouragement. Jipendeni jamani. Have self-esteem over and above everything else.
All right. And as for Mutunga, you being attracted to other women, sasa wewe jiulize, you want this other woman ama unataka bibi yako? Once you answer that question, everything is laid bare for you. Otherwise, guys, thank you very much. Let's meet tomorrow, Friday.